Public access. A few odes to a local hero, Walt Peterson. He was a kind man, unpretentious, accountant by day, TV star on Sunday afternoon. One week a secret agent, the next a cowboy, Moses on Easter Sunday. Hair the calm snowbank white and gray of television static, eyebrows thick and black as videotape. Walt had the comforting vacuity of the old cowboy stars. Gig Young, Chill Wills, Audie Murphy. As Ace Diamond, he had all the swagger of the best singer at a bowling alley karaoke. More Barney than Andy. Timid, polyester, narcissistic without cause, but with such good manners and earnestness that he became watchable. I want to make bad movies again. I want to make them like Walt Peterson. The shot endures a Warholesque duration, stretching barren seconds until it becomes philosophical in its emptiness. The quake of room tone tidal on the audio track. Every edit abrupt knocks the viewer out of the story with the force of the stage punches that never connect in the saloon riots of his westerns. His framings oblong, zooms searching to a sandstorm of grain, lighting clerical as a mugshot. Like porn without the sex, home movies broadcast for the whole town to see. These are the loose ends, never meant to make it on television.
To that point, there was also this guy who was just a legend. I mean, this guy had been on public access forever, and he made these sort of epic. I mean, they were like, he called himself the Cecil B. DeMille of public access. And he made these, like, so boring, so amateurish. There was no quality whatsoever. No real effort. I mean, he would literally just set a camera up, like a VHS camera up on a tripod, and just, like, roll. There was hardly any rehearsal, you could tell. This guy was named Walt Peterson.
If you want to find the killers of your son, meet me at Smith's Garage tonight, 8 o'clock, in the citation. Sit on the passenger side. Dr. Agon.
I actually interviewed this guy for our high school newspaper. In the back of Vanity Fair magazine, there was this Proust questionnaire, which I guess was written by Marcel Proust. It's sort of like the end of Inside the Actor's Studio, where James Lipton asks him, like, what's your favorite word, what's your favorite sound, and all this stuff. So it's like just the most pretentious, like, French questionnaire. And I interviewed Walt Peterson for the local newspaper because, you know, I was interested in him as an artist. You know, he was sort of fearless in the way that he just did it.
Tales of the Golden Dragon Sword. Long ago, there was, in what men call the Dark Ages, there were heroes and villains, wizards and warriors, men of evil and men of good. In the little kingdom of Minot, once there ruled a good king, whose name was King Taurus, and his wife, Queen Erica. Their children was Atlanta, who was trained by the Amazons, and Prince Balin. This is their story. During a celebration, the queen was given a new throne, and all the people love the Queen very much.
So I met him at the public library on the west side, the West Gate branch or the Bottoms branch or whatever, the public library. And we met in like one of the community rooms, and I asked him all the questions from this Proust questionnaire. Like I was fucking James Lipton. I treated him with the dignity like he was, a legend or, a great artist. And not necessarily that he wasn't, but I think I was interested in the distinctions between what made somebody a good artist and what made somebody a bad artist. And I just sympathized with him for doing it and admired him for doing it. There was so much spirit in his shows. He was primarily religious. He was an accountant, a certified public accountant. He lived in Pataskala, which is just like a totally banal place. Just a sort of insufferably dour sky and just like your basic fast food kind of landscape, your basic kind of interstate corporate marquee signage, telephone poles, asphalt, cars. This was the place Walt Peterson came from. So I asked him the questions from this Proust questionnaire, and the answers he gave were not particularly pretentious or even cultivated. They were mostly about God. He was a religious guy, and that's why he made these sort of like 3-4 hour long religious epics.
Take and eat, for this is my body. Take and drink, for this is my blood, which is shed for you.
If you are the Son of God, come down from the cross and save yourself, and save us too.
Jesus, when you go to your kingdom, remember me.
Like I said, he was really into guns. When we were done with the interview, he showed me like some kind of Remington like rifle he had in his trunk.
You remember some of the places we went to? They were pretty wild and woolly when you and I were breaking up some of the bad guys many years ago. You'd be surprised to see a lot of them are really tame now. You see, the average person in the West in those days was lawless and kind of an outlaw or wanted to steal or rob others who were weaker in their opinion. But then the law came in and took care of things like that.
They got rid of it. They cut the funding. It's a goddamn shame because it was the best thing on TV. It wasn't finished, but it was human. It was local. Now, happily, I found that these guys are posting their videos to YouTube. YouTube is kind of like public access for everybody.
I noticed also that in the towns that we used to claim were pretty wild, now children can walk down the streets. All races are merging together, becoming educated. It's a lot better ways, and I feel proud that you and I and Jeremy and the rest of the law-abiding citizens were able to clean up the mess. And it certainly was a mess, as you well remember.